Welcome to the Political Matrix News. We have the sources, we have the truth from inside the political matrix. Once again, sports fans, it's time for the Political Matrix Newscast. Rob Milford here in Orlando. Greg Fink, he would be the guy in Gainesville, and Scott Miller in Pensacola. We have survived the election, and apparently we have survived the demise and literally the end of Matt Gaetz' political career for now. I put that caveat in there because, good God, we have no idea what he's going to do next. And frankly, Scott, can you stop jerking around here, man? It's a lot of noise going on. Yeah, come on. Anyway, and we are just befuddled. But here's the good news. A Democratic congressman has a proposal up, a straight up or down vote tomorrow being Wednesday the 4th, to have the House vote on releasing the Judiciary Committee report on Matt Gaetz and all of his shenanigans and who the hell knows what else. And based on the fact that it's kind of a Democratic Congress's last gas, sort of an FU to the new president, and same thing to Matt Gaetz, I would expect it will pass. And of course, there are a bunch of Republicans who don't like Matt Gaetz either. Scott, go get some damn WD-40 and spray that chair. Okay? Seriously. Go to the garage, get some WD-40. Come on, man. Come
Fresh
on.
out.
Yeah, right. Right. I'm going to call your mom and have her get the WD-40 and bring it down to you. All right. So wait and see. If that report comes out, if it is what we pretty much think it is, and some of us in this page know it to be, then Matt Gaetz may be retired to Niceville before you know it. And I'm wondering if Mrs. Matt Gaetz will stick around or she will leave, and Nestor, the adopted son, might come back in the picture. Who knows? Matt could just have a place at Navarre Beach and be seen every now and then walking on the beach. And that would be a suitable place for him, never to be seen again. Happy to say that.
As enjoyable as the disappearance of the Gaetz family from Florida politics would be, because my long-standing opinion is they are a cancer on Florida politics. But the problem is that Trump doesn't want that to happen. The speaker doesn't want that to happen. And so with those two things by themselves, I don't understand how they'll get enough votes to make it happen.
Well, as far as
why,
Republicans go,
back up. Why do they not want that to happen?
I don't know why. Trump. It's not in Trump's interest for it to happen because if you start really showing, what people's objections to Matt is, what their objections are, why they're actually objecting to him, then it'll be a little bit of an embarrassment to Trump, because Trump has maintained that he's being persecuted the same way that Trump is being persecuted.
Right.
And this will prove that it's not.
I think Trump has backed off of that here lately.
Why? But it still doesn't serve him to destroy Matt. Does not serve Trump.
That's true.
It splashes back on him, showing poor judgment in naming him as the AG, making him as the AG nominee as well.
And I do want to point out one thing about people keep trying to make these things different. That Matt's the same as Trump and all this stuff. Here's the difference. All of Matt's stories, I mean, the ones that people talk about the most are the ones that happened since he got to Congress. But the stories about Matt go back decades. And there's not like one or two. There's just, I mean, we could just sit there and roll off story after story after story about that man. And so the difference between him and the other people that they're trying to sabotage, like Pete Hegseth and stuff, is that they found one thing that they can twist into something. All right. With Matt, it's a pickle, all right? And people aren't just making up brand new things about him all the time because it's entertaining. Matt's complicit in the manufacture of these stories, because he's like, hey guys, here, look on my phone. Look at this naked picture of this chick that I had sex with last night. I mean, he's sitting there throwing it up with these guys about just a litany of things. He's got a brand new thing all the time. It's not a new one-off thing with him. It happens all the time. It's probably happening now because he can't stop himself.
There you
Trump heads up all these other people are trying to sabotage. That's how you can tell the difference.
I mean, Matt's an addict, and he has an addictive behavior, and whether it's the sexual issues or other issues and everything else, he has a very addictive behavior, and the way he handles everything, he likes the limelight, he likes the controversy. He even said that he told the districts he did not vote for a monk. He voted for a guy like me who's a young party animal. That was before we got married, and he is very unapologetic about his parties back then. I think he denied was being with somebody underage. He didn't deny the party. He never has denied the substances or the chemicals or anything. He's never denied any of that. He only denied the 17-year-old knowingly. He did not deny 17-year-old unknowingly. He denied the 17-year-old knowingly.
Well, the problem with that is that the Florida law doesn't care if you know it or not.
Correct.
No.
And
he don't forget, he also led the charge in the legislature for what? Legalized marijuana. Not just medical marijuana, legalized. Everybody fired up. I mean, can you imagine two more diametrically opposed political people than John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan & Morgan, who is a Democratic mega donor,
right.
and Matt Gaetz from the Panhandle. And they are both on the same page of marijuana in Florida, and they continue to lose, which I think is funny as hell. I want to change the subject because Matt Gaetz obviously has lied about a lot of stuff. But now we have a new champion political liar. You'll notice in my hand is a copy of the Constitution of the United States. This is a legitimate copy that is published by the government printing office, and it's right here. And this is Article 2, Section 2. It says, the President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia, blah, 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 blah. And it goes on and on. Then we turn the page, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. And that is all the Constitution of the United States says. So, if you're found guilty of a gun charge because you lied on your 4473, buying a gun when you were known to be using dangerous drugs or illegal drugs, and when you cheated the IRS out of many, many millions of dollars of tax money and did not report the other many, many, many millions of dollars you got from foreign countries, and you should have been listed as a representative of a foreign country, an agent, but an agent, not a secret agent, because it was, and you didn't list any of that. That would make you one kid known as Hunter Biden. His dad has said for months he was not going to pardon Hunter. Karine Jean-Pierre, the DEI hire as press secretary, has said for many months the president was not going to pardon his son. So on Sunday, pardoned his son.
Yes, he did.
And it turns out she is just a pretty face.
Yes.
She's not even that. I mean, way down deep, she's really shallow. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, superficially, just a pretty face, and that's about it.
She's a DEI hire. She was a black lesbian, okay? That puts her in a distinct minority, and that is the face of this administration. And to get over all of this, what does the president do? He flies off to Angola. Now, having spent a little time in southern Africa a long time ago, the countries haven't moved. Angola is on the southwest coast. It is bordered by South Africa, and at once upon a time used to be was a Portuguese colony, and it was home to a very growing communist-inspired insurgency group that sent a lot of people over the border to take over Rhodesia. And that is the time that your intrepid hero was there, and that was called the 70s. Now, no U.S. president had ever been to Angola. You got to seriously look on a map to find freaking Angola. He gets off the plane. He gets where he's going. The president of Angola has to walk the president of the United States. He simply looked frail. I'm saying this. Greg Fink is pounding on his keyboard, pulling up the picture right about now of the president of the United States being helped by the president of Angola. Words fail me, but Joe Biden has absolutely put a nail in his political coffin with this pardon. We will speak of Joe Biden in the same context we speak of Jimmy Carter, except Jimmy Carter was actually a nice guy. Wasn't a very good president, but he's still a really nice guy. Well, he's 100 years old now, and which no president has ever lived that long, but he lived a good Christian life for many, many years, has been in hospice care for damn near a year. And at least Jimmy Carter was a nice guy. Joe Biden has nothing to now stake his reputation on. Nothing. A liar and stole money. And
I'm pretty sure he'll pardon the rest of the family before he's all done with it.
Well, at least his brother. And I would, again, what did we say?
Everyone that's in on the gig.
Pardon Jill. Why he's already at it. Although Jill hasn't been charged with anything. Once they start looking at Jim, they're going to start looking at Jill. And it'd be a good idea for him just to go ahead and blanket pardon the whole family while he's at it before they all get wrapped up in Biden ink and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the smart thing, smart thing, and I don't know if Trump would have gone with this, but it would have been the smart thing, would have been for Trump to pardon the whole Biden family, and then for Biden to pardon all the January 6ers. And then that's how you put all of this political animus, maybe not entirely to bed, but at least dial it back a lot, because it's a symbolic thing of everyone, putting down their guns, essentially.
Well, how about this? How about Biden pardons Trump?
And certainly that would be fine for all of Trump's things are going away, but it would certainly be an important symbolic gesture for that, but it's not nearly as consequential.
All right, we're doing this on the 3rd of December, as I mentioned the date. That means we have 54 days until the president takes office, which is going to be a Monday. It's so funny. Somebody said, okay, let's do that on Monday, the 20th of January. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? The wall-to-wall coverage of that, and who knows what the hell they're cooking up in Washington, and what marches. Are they going to wear pink hats? Are they going to shave their heads in public? Are they going to have abortions in public? I don't know, but they're going to do something.
It's also Martin Luther King's birthday as well, so.
Oh, that's right, because he always said you should judge someone by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And Kamala Harris got her job based on the color of her skin. And the great mystery of this entire administration, who has been pulling the strings and making the decisions, literally being the grown-up in the room for the last 4 years. And when they're not paying attention, Biden pulls this crap out of his hat or out of his diaper in terms of pardoning his son. It could have waited another 50-some days. He could have sat there on Sunday.
Last week.
Yeah, they always wait literally a lot of times it's the morning of the inauguration. You are president until noon. The new guy comes over about 10:30. You're supposed to have a cup of coffee, but all that crap could have been signed on Sunday night, the 19th, and it would still be perfectly valid. And there will probably be, there always are pardons. I mean, for crying out loud, Trump is appointing his son-in-law's dad to be the ambassador. Is it to France or the Court of St. James? One or the other, right?
Yeah, who knows?
I forget, but it's one of those ambassadorships that everyone fights over because it's kind of a great place to live.
Yeah.
When you're the American ambassador and everyone's excited to see you and you've got a full staff of people that just cater to your every whim.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good posting right there.
Yeah, there's an ambassador and minister plenipotentiary, which is a word
Yeah.
you don't get to use very much, but it's really good.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
anyway, the pardon, by the way, extends for crimes that may have been committed as well, not for what has already happened.
Exactly.
But they may uncover him, but he's
In the future.
he's blanketed.
Matt Gaetz has the same thing. Matt Gaetz is weighing a blanket pardon from Trump, and Trump just wouldn't give it to him.
There you go.
Yeah, that is specifically the pardon that Matt was angling for.
He wanted one for
Interesting.
everything he did in the past, everything he might do in the future.
The liar in
He's
chief.
surprised why he didn't get it. I mean, come on.
Joe Biden lied when he was in the U.S. Senate. He gave speeches that he lifted wholesale from foreign politicians, and the guy was
given the
the Prime
DOJ that
Minister
we
of
have,
England.
Biden can be investigated in the future.
Yeah, and probably should be. And I wonder if, I'll try this on for, here's a good hypothetical. How about in a Republican city, that had an office of the Kamala Harris campaign, that a Republican DA could impanel a grand jury and say, we want to look into where the $1 billion was spent and why all this money was wasted. That would be, or, we've got a mutual friend, a retired Marine who is a forensic accountant and is busy 12 months a year, not doing taxes, digging into some other company's money to find out where it all went, so they can file more lawsuits.
Is there any law about them spending their money unwisely and just doing bad advertising? I mean, because we have campaigns, us being in the campaign world, we've seen campaigns spend their money very poorly on numerous occasions, scores
every
of
day.
occasions.
Every day.
The only law about how they spend their money is unjust enrichment.
Exactly.
So like if I set up a business to sell things to my client, so like if I'm employed by the campaign and then I set up a separate business that I'm buying all of the campaign stuff from, but I charge like 4 times the market rate for it, that's illegal. But other than that, I mean, not really.
I mean, a lot of people still do that, and they get away with it. I mean, and they even get away with that all the time. A lot of our competitors do.
Just because they get away with it doesn't mean it's legal.
I agree. Yeah. Like 400% is pretty big.
Yeah, that's some staggering numbers. I just can't
the
get over.
world. In the digital world is average.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really. And the actions that Trump is, by the way, this came in just a little while ago. The sheriff of Hillsborough County, Florida, had been nominated to be the director of the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And he has apologized to the president, thanked him very much for the opportunity, and he isn't going to do it. What is there any way to take on that?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, there hasn't been any controversy that I'm aware of that has come forward about him, and unless it would have to be a pretty darn controversial thing for Trump to back away from it. I mean, in view of the people that we've already seen, that are controversial people that Trump is sticking behind. Pete Hegseth, as far as I know, he's still behind Pete Hegseth, and he will hopefully probably still wind up being the second.
So you think everything about Pete Hegseth being said about his alcoholism and everything is all just blown up? And
I don't think the alcoholism. I don't think anyone in Washington cares about alcoholism. But the
DOD guy should be like sober the whole time.
Good luck with that. What's his
theory?
No, but you got to understand the background of where the drinking came from, because the drinking was a product of his 3 deployments to Afghanistan, which owed him 2, or Iraq and Afghanistan, that earned him 2 Bronze Stars.
Yeah. Okay. So, let me speak to that, since I deployed twice to Iraq, and I absolutely understand that we all there suffered some form of PTSD. Mine hit early. When I got home early, my unit was still over there, and was still over there for almost another 3 months after I left. And I worried about them every day. I was emailing, tried calling, got a couple of calls through, and the first month or so I was home, when I was actually home and not doing an appearance or making a speech, there was a 6-pack of Shiner beer in my refrigerator, and I didn't think anything of plowing through that just to celebrate the fact that you're alive in one piece. And, having been a reporter for 20-some years before that, you've seen plenty of trauma. Buildings collapse, people die, there's a dead guy on the street, there's somebody crushed in a car or truck accident. You've seen it all, okay?
Yeah.
Somebody literally, like the movie where the guy falls and it lands on the spiky fence. Saw that in real life. And go, oh, wow. So which is why now I don't go to scary movies. But again, that PTSD thing, you came through it alive in one piece. You are absolutely bulletproof. I did not wear a seatbelt. I did whatever the hell I wanted to do. And then the guys came back and I had to get back to the real world. And so I just turned it off. But everybody will have that feeling, and you could go around, I was going to say shit-faced for a certain amount of time. And you got to recover. We all are affected. It's how we deal with it that makes the difference.
And that's essentially Pete Hegseth's story. He had those deployments. He went through a period of time where he was really, by his own description, drinking a lot more than he should have, and then he got his arms around it, and now he doesn't do that anymore. But and then the other story where they're talking about, he said he's in that they went to a strip club. First, he didn't go to a strip club at all. And I'm not saying he's never been to one, but for the incident that they're talking about, it didn't happen. And he didn't go into a bar and start screaming about how they need to kill every single one of them. He didn't do that either. They're just trying, just like they always do when they're trying to derail something political. They're saying whatever they feel like they can, because they know after a while there's a possibility that they can make it so hard to defend them that they'll just get someone else, and they're going to hate the other person just as badly. They're just trying to create the drama in the process, because it's the drama that's their objection.
Correct.
Not their ability to get someone in or out of a seat.
Absolutely. Any other controversy? It just occurred to me, the sheriff for the DEA, he and Pam Bondi, the attorney general designate, like this. They literally worked hand in hand.
She probably recommended him.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. That's a little disappointing. I'm waiting. It's like Grady Judd, the guy who's right here in Polk County. Polk County sits between Orlando and Tampa. It's a huge county, huge. He is the folksy guy that says, well, he tried shooting my deputies and they made sure they used all their ammo. What a great line. Right. True. We had a sheriff in Escambia County for 12 years who tried to be humorous and folksy, and he fooled a lot of people for a long time, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was Bob Johnson was the one that was talking about the homeowner or someone who had shot someone that broken into their home, and the guy got out and ran for a distance and then passed away. And they said, look, we're not mad at you. We're just trying, we have a gun safety course on the weekends. If you come take that, you'll be able to hit better. But we actually prefer you to kill the people that break into your house, because it saves us on a lot of unnecessary constitutional paperwork.
Yeah.
So that was Bob Johnson in Santa Rosa County. So we have a number of really good sheriffs in Florida.
Hopefully our former sheriff in Escambia County won't get the job running the DEA. That would be really scary.
Well, I saw him not too long ago, and I don't think he's up to. I think he's having some health issues that would. I don't think he's gonna die or anything, but I think that that he has bigger fish to fry than something like that.
I got you. So let's shift gears again. Before we know it, the state legislature in Tallahassee will be back in session. They have started. I know they've done the training. People are already filing bills. And it's like,
Yeah.
guys, come on, man.
They had bills and bill drafting after the end of last session.
Okay. So
That's just how that works.
they actually kick it in the week after, like the Monday after New Year's or something.
Yeah.
Is when
Yeah.
they do the committee hearings, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's committee weeks for now to the beginning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just wanted to check on anything that's on the horizon. Are they gonna start introducing stuff that goes on the next statewide ballot in 2 years on marijuana and abortion and whatever else, Greg?
Well,
I think they need to start working on the insurance issue of Florida. I think it needs to be the number one issue they need to work on is home insurance. I mean, Citizens United just took a tank here a couple weeks ago, and our automobile insurance is out of control in the state.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, everybody is they're paying out the nose for anything.
Yep.
It'll help lower rent and lower mortgages and lower everything. I mean, right now it's actually a lot of the chambers are saying it's the number one cause of everybody exiting Florida is the insurance here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, you got 3 or 4 hurricanes. It's kind of hard to avoid the acts of God, but there is some rules that they can put in place here that will avoid all the gouging, because it's going from like 1,000 a year to 9,000 a year is a huge increase. And a lot of people are not adjusting for that, especially when they're on fixed incomes. You have a state as large as ours with a fixed income group between the veterans and the non-veteran elderly. And so, and on top of that, you have a lot of people who are, in those portable housing units and everything in Central Florida and a lot of retirement communities. And they're being gouged greatly on their insurance for a unit that should not be charged, anywhere near that much.
Yeah, that's true. And right not far from us, in fact, Polk County, the aforementioned Polk County, gets together with Lake County and Osceola County and Orange County. The area is called Four Corners. It is west of Disney, about 4 or 5 miles. And the National Weather Service has decided that Four Corners gets more lightning than any other area in the entire United States. Now, think about that one for a second.
Yeah.
And you want to know what home insurance is there? Man, if I was in the business, I would have a lightning rod company going door to door. Hi there, we're here for your
because it used to be Gainesville. Lazarus County used to be a lightning capital, and I'm glad it's moved down south a little bit.
Sorry,
that's after Disney went woke.
Yeah, we're happy you guys look at it. We're happy you guys have it now.
I got you. So we covered that. I just can't get over. And by the way, some people were saying, "Oh, no one ever gets charged with fraud and evasion of the IRS. No one ever gets charged with false filing on your firearm purchases." The answer is they absolutely do. I have a buddy who did 2 years in federal prison, convicted felon, one of the best gun designers and builders in the entire United States. And the ATF went after him because he made them look stupid. He did stuff that nobody else could do, made guns for any movie that needed a weird gun, but only Bill Fleming could do that.
Okay.
And after Waco and the jackbooted thugs, you might remember that comment from President George H.W. Bush, because he had recently left office. And then when he saw what happened, he said, "Screw you, NRA. I can't support these jackbooted thugs." Bill Fleming had a family picture where they were trying to make entry, and the little kid's got an MP5 submachine gun, and then the other kid, and then the wife has basically an AR, and then Bill's in the back holding a minigun, like Schwarzenegger did in Terminator. No, Predator.
Predator.
And in fact, it probably is the same exact gun, but the thing is, Bill's really worked. I fired him before, I can tell you. And the ATF lost it. And they went and found stuff in his workshop. "Oh, you haven't registered all of these washers. You haven't registered this steel tubing." He was a manufacturer. They found enough to pile up a stack of charges, and they put him out of business. They bankrupted him. He could never touch a gun again the rest of his life. So the government can go after you as long as they want for whatever. And they do. As they say in Chicago, we can indict a ham sandwich. And could Hunter Biden go down on another charge maybe not a federal charge in, say, a particular state or jurisdiction, I'm going to go with yeah. I'm going to go with well. And is he going to? I think so.
I just want to say that all the people that are sitting there downplaying what Hunter did, that this is something that people don't normally get prosecuted for. It's usually an accessory crime for something that they're charging with a whole litany of things, not the only charge that they get. Why was Hunter only charged with this one thing? Because the Justice Department let the more serious charges expire. Their statute of limitations had expired. This was literally all that was left. And the stuff that had expired had decades of sentence applied to. It wasn't just a 1 or 2 year felony like this 4473 violation. It was a serious, they were serious felonies.
All right, Greg.
But the stuff that expired for Donald Trump, they went ahead and let that go ahead.
Oh, they manufactured a way to come back, to backdoor that.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay to expire for that.
Yeah.
Because
it's okay because they figure out a way to backdoor it. That's still not legal, but it was it was supposed to be campaign effective. And it found that wasn't true either.
All right. On that happy note, on behalf of Scott Miller in Pensacola, Greg Fink in Gainesville, and me, Rob Milford in Orlando, thank you for joining us for this episode of the Political Matrix News. Please do a like, please do a share, but mostly subscribe. That's a like, subscribe, like one or the other. It just keeps us alive, keeps us pumping. And we know that someone out there is going to go, damn, them boys is good. They're right, wrong. I agree with them entirely. I don't care if you hate our guts. At least you listened and paid attention. Have a good one. We'll see you next time on the Political Matrix News.